Today, we're going to be talking about 10 FabFilter software tips you need to know. So, FabFilter plugins offer a collection of tools for both basic and creative audio processing, with each plugin providing not only the standard controls, but additional helpful features that make these processors stand out among the many mixing tools out there. So I love this FabFilter plugins mainly because they offer so many things that there's no competition. The plugins in the Pro series are Pro Q, Pro Z, Pro G, Pro DS, Pro MB, Pro L. There are some creative plugins that you can find, such as Volcano, Timeless, Saturn. Each plugin has its own extensive set of options, but they also, for the most part, share some very useful features that significantly enhance their capabilities. So here are 10 tips to make use of those insane features that no other plugins really offer in that complete. So first of all, you want to utilize the displays. The FabFilter plugins incorporate more than just simple metering. They also have some real-time displays that provide informative use of the processing being applied and can help considerably in finding the best settings to get the job done. So, for example, in Pro Q or Pro MB, if we open Pro Q or Pro MB, let's find it's Pro Q. If you can see right here, let's actually add a sound. Doesn't matter which sound. Maybe a piano right here, this piano. All right, so we got this piano. That's actually not the one that we have. It's 31. Don't ask me why. As you can see, Pro MB. It has some real-time visualization. So really make use of that. They really show you in time. Let's actually check Pro Q before any other tips. Pro Q also offers you a really cool spectrum analyzer. Tip number two. So they have an option which is called mid-side mode, and what this does is sometimes, for example, let's use FabFilter Pro Q2 for this example. For example, normally this is as you open it, it's a normal EQ. It just adds or decreases frequencies, right? But what you can do is you can not only increase frequencies or decrease frequencies, but you can widen frequencies or center them, as in stereo or mono. How you do that is you select the channel mode and you select mid-side. Once you do mid-side for this channel mode, you just select it side. Make sure it's side. Make sure the knob that you select, right click it and go to side, not just stereo. And for example, right now this is going to be an exaggeration, but we're going to be making the high frequencies wider. Not really high frequencies, the mid frequencies, and maybe the low frequencies we're gonna be making it. Let's make it low cut. Let's make it mono. Make sure it's side. So this is really cool. What this does, it's basically a stereo imager inside an EQ, and not only this plugin has it, but also Pro C2, I believe. I think also Pro L and Pro DS. I'm pretty sure some of them have. Let's see. I think Pro C has those options, as in mid side. Oh yeah, low control. It has a lot of options. So make sure you make use of the mid and side signals. In order for you to understand a little bit more, most of the Pro Series plugin provide the option for mid-side processing. That takes a stereo signal and divides it into its mid and side components. Mid means anything common to both channels. That means left or right. Centered, panned elements of a mix like kick, snare, bass, lead, bow, blah blah blah. The side incorporates the difference between channels. So left minus right. Typically wide panned tracks in a mix or ambience or reverbs. The mid and side signals can then be processed separately, allowing you to target processing to certain components of a complex audio signal. This is a common technique in mastering, applying separate EQ and compression to the mid and side signals of full mix. A lot of people do that. So maybe in the master, what you can do is add a Pro Q2 and literally add a knob and make the stereo placement mid-side. Make sure you select channel mode mid-side, and then you select the stereo placement as side and just boost the highs, and there you go. You just made your high frequencies wider. So it's as easy as that. So for number 3 tip right here, it's assign external MIDI control with Midi Learn. All the FabFilter plugins have a Midi Learn feature, which lets you quickly assign external MIDI control to any control in the plugin for real-time manipulation. This can come handy for both corrective applications, like applying EQ or dynamic control only when needed in the track, and for more creative tracks like dialing up and effect like up and down whenever you want. It can be really creative. So what you have right here is a Midi Learn. Click to control to activate it for linear mode. Yes, I do want to activate it, so we click it and we enable it. Oh, so yeah. How this works is you open up a sound. You need to have a MIDI in, which I don't have, so I cannot do an example. I don't have any MIDIs in. I don't have any controllers. If I did, I would explain you guys how it works. But you got Midi Learn, which means you can use a external MIDI controller, such as a piano with some knobs that can help you affect the track anywhere in the sequencer. So the next and fourth tip, that's a really cool tip. Make sure you use the advanced and expert controls. So make sure you use the advanced or expert controls. So in FabFilter Pro Q, for example, you got sidechain, which when you open it, you don't really see it. But if you go into all the sneaky advanced options, you got a sidechain option which you can control. You can either select the frequency that you want to affect. You can select the level of the sidechain, the stereo link. It's really amazing. Many of the plugins have additional hidden controls, which are revealed by opening either an advanced or expert tab. And in this case, this is a sidechain. This is often where you'll find options like mid-side controls and dynamic processors. So, for example, Pro Q doesn't have any, but Pro L, as you can see, a lot of people open it and they're like, oh, this is really basic, and they just see the gain and then just see the presets over here. But no, you got an advanced tab over here where you can select the look ahead, the tab, the attack, the release, transients, release, again for channel linking. And you can also select the style, the limiter, which is what this is. And it's really cool. So not every plugin has that. For example, FL Studio's parametric, you don't have any advanced options. You can only EQ and that's it. Tip number 5, employ the Creative Plugins modulation options. The 3 Creative Series plugins have a comprehensive modulation section, which allows for a variety of effects in addition to the main effects, like adding tremolo to an amp or like something like that. Maybe you can use like flanging or cruising. For example, timeless, it's usually a delay, but you can use it as a chorus. You can use it as a distortion. It's insane. It's really cool. How you do this is a modulation right here. He has so many options. I'm gonna show you another one I found really cool. It's called Simplin. It's a, as it says, really simple filter, but you can add a lot of really nice effects using the modulation options. I'm not really sure whether it wasn't Simplin. It was Micro. So Micro has some weird effects that you can be doing to this one. It was Volcano actually. I lost it. So make sure you use the modulation options to get some cool effects and more interesting and more creative users. A lot of people use this for filter sweeps and synth-like stuff. It's really crazy what you can do with this. It's limitless. Although FabFilter audio processing plugins have a wealth of features that take them a step or two beyond your average mix processor. To be honest, a little exploration of these options will be well worth the extra effort. A lot of people just tend to see that, for example, right now I'm showing you guys that there are a lot of modulation options, a lot of, as you can see right here, you can add sources such as what do you want, envelope controller, what do you want, take some more attack, more. It's insane what you can do with this. Like, I don't even know what I can do with this. It's insane. It's limitless. You can do anything you want. So put that little extra effort in. I'm pretty sure you'll notice a change in your mix. You'll see more results. You see, maybe you'll develop a style. Who knows? Just keep trying. So tip number 6. Make sure you use the help option. Don't overthink it and read the manual. I'm pretty sure you'll learn more than ever. So what do I mean by that? It's every FabFilter plugin has a help option, which if you click on it and then open the help options, you can see it has everything you need. It gives you an overview. It really tells you, and it's also really cool. As you can see, it's not the normal only letters thing. It has pictures. It tells you all the knobs and gain sliders. It's amazing. And not only that, but FabFilter, if you hover your mouse around something and you just leave it there for a little bit, as you can see on the right, just where it says help, it tells you exactly what this used for. So, for example, on the right it says the look ahead knob sets how quickly Pro L responds to certain peaks, blah blah blah, and it gives you a tip. When using very short look ahead times, it is a good idea to use oversampling to minimize unwanted aliasing and intersample peaks. As you can see, this is amazing. It doesn't matter where you put your mouse on, as long as it's actually something that actually affects your sound, such as the gain. If you leave it a little bit, it will tell you some tips and a lot of information, which is cool. And that's how you learn. You learn by actually getting information. How are you going to learn without doing anything? If you sit in your room looking at your wall, stand there for hours and you're not going to learn anything. Maybe you'll think something about your life, but you won't learn anything. All right. I don't want to get too out of the topic. So tip number 7, don't be afraid to use their presets. That's what they're made for. I mean, dude, there's so many crazy good engineers doing all these presets, and sometimes people are like, oh no, I don't use presets. I do everything from scratch. Maybe you want to do something that a preset already has, and what that does, it simplifies your time. It makes your time more worth it because you can do more things in less time, and sometimes it can be a good starting point, sometimes it can be a good final result. So play around with it. Maybe you're mixing a dubstep track and you want to just masterize it, put a limiter on the put a limiter on the master, and it's dubstep. Just use the dubstep thing and just use some gain. I mean, who's saying no to this? That's what presets are for. And like I've said, they know what they're doing. It's not a preset you downloaded from the internet of a dude that made it on a blog. They're engineers. They know. Also, another option, another really cool thing. Tip number 8. It's vectorial UI. You can enlarge your plugins. As you can see right here, you can either use it as a compact version, as a medium version, as a large version, and you can even go full screen. Yes, sir, full screen. You can go full screen. If you thought you needed more like zoom, don't worry, you can go full screen. And this is really cool because, for example, parametric in FL Studio 11, you couldn't do that, but now you can. And I used to use FabFilter in FL 11 because it was like the only thing I could enlarge. I like seeing everything. I'm pretty detailed, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you are as well. Number 9, tip number 9 is keyboard tone. You can literally modify it any tone. What do I mean by that? So basically, for this piano, I'm gonna just delete this. I'm gonna put this as a left. Actually, I'm gonna open a new one. Let's listen to the sound that we have in the background. Actually, let's get rid of all the plugins that we've opened. And let's open a brand new FabFilter Pro Q2. As you can hear, you would normally EQ just like this, but what this insane tip that I'm about to give you is, like I've said, tone EQing or tone processing. I don't know how to call it. I haven't even seen a tutorial on this. But for example, if I know this piano is on G and I want to boost G4 or F4 sharp or G4, I just click on it, and as you can see, you can actually zoom in. As you can see, when you put a knob, for example, when you put a knob, once you put the note, it tells you which note it is. So you can maybe modify it into, oh, I want it to be a F sharp, and maybe I want it to be an F. So you have that advantage that no other plugin has, at least not that I know. We don't know what this note is, but we can know right now. This one hidden right here. Maybe if we boost it up. As we can see, it's actually an essential note on this. So it's really cool. Maybe it's a note that's bothering you, get rid of it. So you're not only using your ears, and it's not only visual, it's helping you because sometimes it's a note that you want to get rid of, and you can do it now because FabFilter is amazing. And tip number 10, it has undo and redo buttons, which are lifesavers. A lot of you must be thinking, what is he talking about? FL Studio already has it. Well, before, when you used to click, like for example, if I remove this, I can just automatically Control C, right? And it's okay. I just undo. It doesn't matter. I can just undo. But on knobs and inside plugins, you cannot do that. Look, I'm clicking Control C and it's not affecting it. But FabFilter has their own undo and redo. So it doesn't matter if you did something wrong that completely deleted the whole plugin, the whole preset, I mean. You can all just redo. And it's a pretty cool thing. I would really suggest you guys go and explore more of this FabFilter plugins because they are more useful than most of the other plugins out there. And that's why I use them. So this was all for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something good from it.